The echo of laughter stung as I walked into the courtroom clutching my file. My parents, Sophia and Terry, whispered cruel jokes loud enough for the room to hear. He thinks he can win. Pathetic. Everyone believed I was doomed, a broke 23-year-old defending myself in a lawsuit my parents filed against me. But when the judge asked if I had representation, I lifted my chin. I'll be representing myself, Your Honor. The judge narrowed his eyes and granted me just 48 hours to prepare for trial. I rushed home, my heart pounding. The courtroom had been cold, the stares from the crowd like knives. My parents sat there smirking, their lawyer grinning beside them. They had sued me over my grandfather's trust fund, claiming I had no right to it. But they were the ones who had drained it. I slammed the door behind me, papers scattering on the table. How could I fight this? I was no lawyer. But giving up wasn't an option. They had mocked me my whole life, calling me weak, useless. Now they wanted to strip me of everything. I paced the small apartment, memories flooding back. Growing up, they favored my sister, giving her everything while I scraped by. When Grandpa died, he left me the trust to start fresh. But they stole it, saying it was for the family business. I had confronted them, and they laughed, just like in court. You're nothing without us, Terry had sneered. Now, with 48 hours, I dug through old boxes. Grandpa's letters, bank statements, anything. My phone buzzed late that night. An unknown number. I have proof your parents broke the law. Meet me tomorrow. My pulse raced. Who was this? Could I trust them? But I had no choice. I replied yes, my hands shaking. This could change everything or destroy me. If you're watching this, subscribe, like, and let me know where you're watching from. I discovered my parents emptied my trust fund to invest in Terry's failing real estate business. When I confronted them, Sophia sneered, "We gave you life, that's enough." They cut me off completely. That night, a message appeared on my phone: I have proof your parents broke the law. Meet me tomorrow. The memory hit hard as I sat in my dim apartment, staring at the screen. It was 2 years ago. I had just graduated college, excited to use the trust Grandpa set up for me. He had promised it would help me build my own life, away from their control. But when I checked the account, it was zero. Gone. I drove to their house that day, furious. Terry opened the door, his face smug. "What do you want?" I demanded answers. Sophia joined him, arms crossed. "We needed it for the business," she said casually. "You'll be fine. Get a job like everyone else." I argued, yelling about Grandpa's wishes. Terry laughed. "He's dead. What does he care?" They slammed the door in my face. From then on, no calls, no help. I worked 2 jobs to survive, scraping by in this tiny place. They lived in luxury, their house full of expensive things bought with my money. Hate built inside me. Now, with this message, hope flickered. But fear too. What if it was a trap? I had to go. My life depended on it. The next morning, I met the sender in a quiet park. He was an older man, gray hair, sharp eyes. "I'm Roy," he said. "Your grandfather's former accountant." He handed me a USB drive. "This shows everything." The message led me to Roy, my late grandfather's former accountant. He gave me encrypted files showing my father forged my grandfather's signature to claim my inheritance early. We sat on a park bench, away from prying eyes. Roy looked nervous, glancing around. "Your grandpa trusted me," he said. "But after he died, Terry came to me with demands." He explained how Terry pressured him to alter documents. The files proved it, scans of the original will, crossed out and rewritten. Grandpa's signature looked off, shaky. "It's a forgery," Roy whispered. They accessed the trust before you turned 25, like the will said. Grandpa had set that age limit to make sure I was ready. He knew my parents' greed. Why tell me now? I asked. Roy sighed. Guilt. And they're suing you to cover their tracks. If you lose, no one questions the money. He handed me the drive. Decrypt it with this code. I rushed home, plugged it in. Files opened, bank transfers, emails between Terry and a shady investor. Millions gone into failing deals. My inheritance, stolen. But one document stopped me cold. An electronic approval from someone unexpected, Judge Abram, the same man presiding over my case. His name stamped on a transfer release. How was he involved? My heart raced. This was bigger than theft. It was corruption. I had to be careful. One wrong move, and I'd lose everything. My stomach dropped. The judge was in on it. I realized this trial was never meant to be fair. I stared at the screen, the approval glaring back. Judge Abram's digital signature, dated just after Grandpa's death. He had released the funds early, against the will's terms. How did Terry know him? Bribes? Favors? The courtroom laughter echoed in my mind. They had mocked me because they knew the game was rigged. Abram would rule in their favor, no matter what. Panic set in. I couldn't present this in court, he'd dismiss it. Or worse, destroy me. I paced, mind racing. Drop the case? Run? No. Grandpa trusted me to fight. I had to expose them all. But how? Alone, with no lawyer, against a judge? I decrypted more files. Emails between Terry and Abram, golf outings, loans that were never repaid. Proof of corruption. But using it meant risking everything. If they found out, who'd believe a broke kid over a judge? I decided to keep quiet, until I could expose him in front of everyone. The trial was in 48 hours. I needed a plan. Gather more evidence, find allies. My phone buzzed, another unknown number. Watch your back. They know you're digging. Fear gripped me. Who was watching? I locked the doors, heart pounding. This wasn't just about money anymore. It was survival. In court, my parents' lawyer mocked my fake evidence. I stayed calm, quoting trust details from memory that even the lawyer fumbled over. The judge glanced up, uneasy. The room was packed, whispers buzzing. Terry and Sophia sat smug, their lawyer pacing like a shark. This boy has no case, he sneered, waving papers. Forgeries, all of it. I stood, voice steady. Your Honor, the trust specifies release at age 25. I can recite the clauses verbatim. I did, word for word. The lawyer stammered, checking his notes. Abram shifted in his seat, sweat beading on his forehead. The crowd murmured. My parents exchanged glances. Objection, the lawyer yelled. Irrelevant. But Abram overruled weakly. I spotted him texting under the table to Terry. My blood ran cold. Proof he was dirty. But I couldn't call him out yet. I pushed further. The original will is missing. Convenient, isn't it? The lawyer laughed. You have no proof. I smiled. Not yet. Abram banged his gavel. Recess. As we broke, I saw Terry nod at Abram. They thought they had me. But I had the files. Tomorrow, I'd turn the tables. For now, I played scared. Let them underestimate me. It was their mistake. The real fight was just starting. After the session, a young clerk named Clara slipped me a note. You're right about Abram. But be careful who you trust. I left the courthouse, adrenaline pumping. The note burned in my pocket. Who was Clara? Could I trust her? I ducked into a coffee shop, unfolded it. Her handwriting was neat, urgent. Meet me at the side entrance, midnight. Risky, but I needed allies. Abram was crooked, I had to prove it. That evening, I reviewed files again. More emails, bribes disguised as donations. Abram had taken thousands. If Clara had inside info, this could blow everything open. But what if it was a trap? My parents were ruthless. They'd do anything to win. Midnight came. I snuck to the side entrance, heart racing. Clara appeared from the shadows, glancing around. I'm risking my job, she whispered. Abram's been taking kickbacks for years. I've seen him with your father. She handed me a key. This opens the records room. Go now, cameras are off for maintenance. Why help me? I asked. Because justice should be blind, not bought. She vanished into the night. I gripped the key. This was my chance. But danger lurked. One wrong step, and I'd be finished. Under flickering lights, Clara and I unlocked the archives. We found a sealed envelope, evidence of a bribe between Terry Weldon and Judge Abram. The records room was dim, dusty shelves towering like secrets. Clara pointed to a file cabinet. Start here, judicial disclosures. We rifled through papers, my hands shaking. Then, jackpot, an envelope marked, Confidential Weldon vs. Abram Loan Agreement. Inside, checks from Terry to Abram, labeled, consulting fees. Thousands. Dates matched the trust drain. This is it, I whispered. Proof they colluded. Clara nodded, snapping photos with her phone. We can submit this anonymously. My mind raced. With this, I could disqualify Abram, force a mistrial. Expose everything. But as I pocketed the envelope, footsteps echoed. We froze. A beam of light swept the room. Who's there? A voice growled. We ducked behind shelves. The guard entered, radio crackling. Intruders in archives. My heart pounded. Clara whispered, run when I say. She knocked over a box, creating noise. The guard turned. Now. We bolted for the door, envelope clutched tight. Outside, we split ways. Get it to the press if I can't, she said. But as I hid in shadows, the voice boomed behind me, put that down. The guard had followed. I ran, fear surging. This evidence could save me or get me killed. A security guard grabbed me, warning, you don't know who you're dealing with. Walk away. He let me go, but when I returned to my car, a note waited on the dashboard, this is your last warning. There was a bullet casing beside it. I froze in the parking lot, the casing cold in my hand. The guard's grip still burned on my arm. They own this town, he had hissed. Drop it, kid. I sped home, checking mirrors for tails. Who sent the note? Abram? Terry? My apartment felt unsafe now. I barricaded the door, mind racing. The envelope was gold, bribes, dates, everything. But exposing it meant war. I called Clara, no answer. Worry gnawed. Had they gotten to her? The bullet casing mocked me from the table. A threat, clear as day. They knew I had proof. How? Cameras? A mole? I couldn't sleep, pacing till dawn. This wasn't just about money anymore. Lives were at stake. Grandpa's legacy, my future gone if I backed down. But pushing meant danger. Morning came. I hid the envelope in a safe spot. My phone buzzed, unknown number. We know what you took. Return it, or else. Fear turned to anger. They thought I'd fold. No. I'd fight smarter. But first, I needed help. And Clara was my only link. I uploaded the bribe files to the cloud. The next morning, my account was wiped clean, and Roy the accountant had disappeared. Panic hit as I logged in, files gone. Hacked. How? I rushed to Roy's house. Door ajar, inside trashed. Papers scattered, computer smashed. No sign of him. My stomach twisted. They got to him. The voicemail came then, keep digging, and he won't be the last. Chilling, robotic voice. I deleted it, hands trembling. Who was doing this? Terry's reach was deeper than I thought. I had backups on a USB, but fear gripped me. If they hacked the cloud, what else? My apartment? Phone? I ditched my cell in a dumpster, bought a burner. Paranoia set in. Shadows seemed alive. The trial loomed tomorrow. Without Roy, my evidence was weaker. But I had the bribe envelope. If I could get it admitted, I called Clara again, voicemail. Meet me if you can. They're on to us. No reply. Had they silenced her too? I paced, piecing it together. Abram must have tipped Terry. They were covering tracks, eliminating threats. Roy gone, files erased. I was next. But giving up meant losing everything. Grandpa's voice echoed, fight smart, boy. I hid the USB. Tomorrow, I'd expose them, or die trying. Back in court, my parents' lawyer presented new evidence that I forged the signatures myself. The judge accepted it instantly. I stood up calmly. Then I'd like to call my first witness. The doors opened. Clara walked in. The room buzzed. Abram's face paled. Terry whispered furiously to his lawyer. Objection, the lawyer yelled. Irrelevant. Abram overruled shakily. Clara took the stand, sworn in. I approached. Clara, what's your role here? Court clerk, she said steadily. Have you seen anything unusual with Judge Abram? She nodded. I witnessed him accept an envelope from Terry Weldon last week. Cash inside. Gasps erupted. Abram slammed his gavel. Lies. No proof. I held up my phone. Actually, there is. I played a recording, Clara's voice describing the exchange, timestamps matching. The lawyer spluttered. Tampered evidence. But the crowd murmured doubt. Sophia glared at me, eyes hateful. Terry sweated. Clara continued. I've seen files altered too. The judge favors certain cases. Abram interrupted. This is contempt. But I pressed. Your Honor, recuse yourself. He refused. The tension built. My heart raced, this was it. Expose him now. But as Clara stepped down, a bailiff whispered to Abram. His eyes locked on me, furious. The trap was closing. I had turned the tables, but they weren't done fighting. Under oath, Clara revealed she saw Judge Abram receive cash from Terry. The courtroom erupted. The judge denied it, but the seed of doubt was planted. He leaned forward, whispering to me, "You're playing with fire." Chaos reigned. Reporters scribbled furiously. Terry yelled objections. Abram banged his gavel repeatedly. Order. But whispers spread like wildfire. Clara stayed composed. I have timestamps, logs. It happened in his chambers. I submitted photos from her phone, envelope in Abram's hand. This proves bias, I said. Motion to disqualify the judge. Abram's face reddened. Denied. This is fabricated. But the crowd shifted. Even the bailiff looked uneasy. Sophia hissed at Terry, "Fix this." As recess was called, Abram motioned me closer. His whisper was venom. "Drop this, or you'll regret it." Threat clear. Fire meant destruction. They'd come for me. Outside, reporters swarmed. Is the judge corrupt? I said nothing, mind racing. Clara met me in the hall. We did it. Doubts there. But Abram's words chilled me. He'd fight dirty. My parents too. I needed more proof. The trial resumed tomorrow. Tonight, I'd dig deeper. But danger lurked. That whisper echoed, "You're playing with fire." What if they burned everything first? The next morning, Clara vanished. Her phone was disconnected. The judge dismissed all testimony from her as unverified. I arrived early, scanning for Clara. No sign. Court started. Abram smirked. Witness Clara is absent. Her statements are stricken. My stomach sank. Without her, my case weakened. Terry grinned. Their lawyer moved to dismiss. No credible evidence left. I objected. She's missing suspicious. Abram waved it off. Unsubstantiated. Proceed. Frustration boiled. They'd gotten to her. Kidnapped? Scared off? I presented the bribe photos myself. These show corruption. Abram examined them briefly. Forgeries. Inadmissible. The crowd gasped. Bias obvious. But no one stopped him. Sophia whispered to Terry, smug. Recess hit. I called Clara's number dead. Panic rose. Without her, I'd lose. The letter slid under my motel door that night, "Meet me at dock 14, bring no one." Unsigned. Trap? Or help? I had to go. The docks were dark, foggy. Footsteps echoed. A figure emerged. Shane. Relief, Clara? No. A stranger. Clara sent me. She's in hiding. He handed a folder. More proof. But as I took it, lights flashed. Police? No, Terry's men. Run, the man yelled. I bolted, heart thundering. They were everywhere. This was the end. At the docks, I found Roy, bruised but alive. He confessed Terry paid him to falsify records years ago, but he kept the originals as insurance. He handed me a flash drive and collapsed. The fog thickened as I approached dock 14. A truck idled, door open. Roy slumped inside, face battered. They found me, he gasped. Terry's thugs. I helped him sit. Why risk this? Redemption, he wheezed. Terry bribed me to forge the will. But I copied everything. He pressed the drive into my hand. Emails, recordings, Abram too. I pocketed it. We exposed them. Roy nodded weakly. Be careful. They'll kill for this. Suddenly, he clutched his chest, eyes widening. Run, they're coming. He collapsed, breathless. I checked his pulse, faint. Headlights pierced the fog. Terry's car? I dragged Roy behind crates, called 911 anonymously. Sirens wailed in the distance. I fled, drive clutched tight. Home, I plugged it in. Files poured out, Terry's voice on tape, pay Abram extra to bury the case. Proof undeniable. Roy had risked everything. Was he alive? Guilt hit. But this could win the trial. Abram would fall. My parents too. Dawn broke. Court in hours. I'd present this or die trying. Footsteps outside my door. They found me. Back in court, I played the footage on my phone, financial transfers from Terry to Judge Abrams' private account. This room exploded. Abrams' gavel slammed. Order. But chaos reigned. Reporters shouted. Terry paled, Sophia gasped. Their lawyer objected frantically. Irrelevant. Tampered. I stood firm. This is from Roy the accountant you silenced. I hit play. Terry's voice filled the room. Abram, bury this. Extra $50K. Transfers flashed Abram's account. Undeniable. The crowd erupted. Corruption. Abram sweated. This is inadmissible. Fabricated. But murmurs grew. Bailiffs shifted uneasily. I pressed. Your Honor, recuse yourself. This proves bias. He refused. Court adjourned indefinitely. As he stood, police entered, tipped off by my anonymous call. Judge Abram, you're under arrest for bribery. Handcuffs clicked. Abram glared at me. You'll pay for this. Terry tried to flee, but officers blocked him. Terry Weldon, you too. Sophia screamed. No. The room buzzed, cameras flashing. Justice finally. But as Abram was led away, he whispered to a guard. Something felt off. The fight wasn't over. Reporters swarmed me outside. How'd you uncover this? I said nothing, mind on Roy. Was he safe? The media storm was just beginning. Within hours, news broke, judge exposed in family bribery scandal. Abram was escorted out, shouting. Reporters swarmed the Weldon-ess. But Sophia smirked, we'll rebuild. We always do. The next day, my car exploded outside my motel. Headlines screamed. TV crews camped outside the courthouse. Abram in cuffs, Terry denying everything. Sophia on camera, lies from a jealous son. But evidence mounted. Forums buzzed, Weldon corruption exposed. I hid in a safe house, watching it unfold. Public outrage grew. Petitions for retrial. My story viral. But Terry felt hollow. Roy in hospital, critical. Clara still missing. That night, I stepped out for air. My car sat in the lot. As I approached, a click then boom. Flames erupted. I dove behind a dumpster, ears ringing. Shrapnel flew. Sirens wailed. Police arrived. Arson, they said. Targeted. Terry's doing. Abram's allies. I knew. They wouldn't stop. Reporters called it revenge attack. Public sympathy surged. But fear gripped me. Hiding wasn't enough. I needed to end this. The donor's wire hit $10,000. Finish it. Anonymous. Friend? Foe? I used it for a PI. Dig deeper. Expose more. They thought they'd silence me. Wrong. The explosion lit a fire in me. Shaken but alive, I went into hiding. The police called it an accident. I knew better. An anonymous donor wired me $10,000 with one message, use this to finish it. I fled the motel, heart racing. Flames still danced in my mind. Police dismissed it faulty wiring. Lies. Terry's reach extended even there. I checked into a dingy hotel under a fake name, cash only. Paranoia ruled. Every shadow a threat. The wire came that night. Unknown sender. $10,000 in my account. Finish it. Help? Or trap? I couldn't trust. But I needed resources. Hired a PI, discreet, ex-cop. Dig into Abram's network, I said. Find ties to Terry. He nodded. Dangerous. You sure? They tried to kill me. Yes. Days blurred in hiding. News raged, Abram suspended, Terry under investigation. Sophia pleaded innocence on TV. Our son's unstable. Lies. My PI called. Found something. Abram's got offshore accounts. Transfers from Terry. More proof. But Clara still gone. Roy stable, but silent. Fear kept him quiet. I used the money for a secure laptop, backups. Planned my return. The fight wasn't over. They'd come again. But with this cash, I'd strike first. Finish it, for Grandpa, for me. Judge Rivera took over the case. Fair. Sharp. Impartial. I presented the digital proof again, this time legally verified. The new courtroom felt different, cleaner. Rivera entered, no nonsense. We start fresh, she declared. Abram gone, air lighter. Terry and Sophia sat tense, new lawyer fidgeting. I stood. Your Honor, I have verified evidence of fraud. I submitted the drive transfers, emails, forgeries. Rivera examined closely. Admitted. Gasps. Their lawyer objected. Tampered. But experts confirmed authenticity. Terry sweated. Sophia whispered urgently. I detailed the scheme, forged signatures, bribes. They stole my inheritance. Rivera nodded. Compelling. The tide turned. Witnesses called bank reps confirming irregularities. My PI's report sealed it offshore ties. Their defense crumbled. Lawyers stammered excuses. Rivera pressed Sophia. Did you know? She shifted. I know. Lies. Under questioning, she broke. Terry made me do everything. The room froze. Terry glared. Traitor. Rivera silenced him. Betrayal hung heavy. Sophia sobbed. He forced me to sign, hide documents. My heart twisted. Mom turning on Dad. But justice demanded truth. Rivera adjourned for deliberation. Outside, reporters swarmed. How's it feel? Terrius. But Sophia's confession echoed. Family shattered. Yet, freedom neared. The end was close. Sophia admitted Terry forced her to sign fake papers and helped him destroy the original will. Tears streamed down her face. She also revealed there was another heir. Ava's grandfather left everything to me alone. The confession hit like thunder. Sophia on the stand, broken. Terry threatened me, she cried. Said we'd lose everything if we didn't take the trust. Rivera leaned forward. And the will? Sophia nodded. He burned the original. But Grandpa left it all to Shane me alone. No shares for us. Gasps filled the room. Terry jumped up. Lies. She's turning on me. Bailiffs restrained him. My mind reeled. Grandpa trusted only me? Why? Sophia continued. He knew Terry's greed. The will specified Shane as sole heir at 25. Proof I'd won. Their lawyer paled. No evidence. But Sophia pointed. Check the safe deposit box. A copy's there. Rivera ordered it retrieved. Tears flowed. Sophia looked at me. I'm sorry, son. Betrayal stung, but pity too. Terry ruined her. Court adjourned for the box. Outside, I breathed deep. Terry near. But why hide the heir clause? Grandpa's test. I passed. Family destroyed, but truth freed me. The box would seal it. Investigators uncovered a second will in a sealed deposit box, untouched for years. The bank footage showed Terry opening it 6 months ago and removing something. Rivera reconvened. The box is here. Tension thick. Bailiff opened it, yellowed envelope inside. Last will of Elias Weldon. My breath caught. Grandpa's handwriting. Rivera read aloud. All assets to my grandson Shane, upon age 25. No provisions for my son Terry or his wife. Murmurs erupted. Terry paled. Impossible. But bank footage played, Terry entering the vault 6 months back, alone. He opened the box, removed papers, resealed it. Tampering. I shouted. Rivera nodded. Arrest him for evidence destruction. Officers cuffed Terry. He screamed. You can't. Sophia wept. Their lawyer objected futilely. The will confirmed everything. Grandpa knew Terry's greed, protected me. Why tamper? To hide the truth, claim joint inheritance. But Terry slipped, left the copy. My inheritance restored. Millions, properties all mine. Rivera ruled. Case dismissed against Shane. Charges against Terry and Abram proceed. Justice. But as Terry was dragged away, he glared. This isn't over. Chills ran down my spine. What did he remove? Something worse? The fight lingered. The missing briefcase turned up in Roy's storage locker. Inside were letters from my grandfather. The truth will test you, but never surrender your heart. A final page revealed a secret clause in the will, only if he proves courage in adversity. Roy recovered, called me. Meet at my storage. I hid something. I arrived wary. He unlocked a unit briefcase inside. Your grandpa gave this to me before dying. Said open if trouble. We pried it open. Letters stacked neatly. Grandpa's words, Shane, truth tests us. Face it with heart. Advice on life, warnings about Terry. He's greedy, protect yourself. The last page, a will addendum. Inheritance to Shane only if he proves courage in adversity. If not, to charity. My jaw dropped. The lawsuit, thefts, it was a test. Grandpa foresaw this? I proved it, fought back, exposed them. Roy nodded. He knew you'd rise. Tears welled. Grandpa believed in me when no one did. But why hide? To force the fight, build strength. I clutched the letters. This changed everything. Inheritance mine, not just money, but validation. Court tomorrow. I'd present this. Seal their fate. But Terry's glare echoed. He knew. The briefcase felt heavy with secrets. I returned to court for the final hearing. Rivera read the clause aloud. My courage, perseverance, and integrity fulfilled my grandfather's condition. Terry stood, screaming, "You don't deserve a cent," as police approached. The room tensed. I stood tall. Your Honor, new evidence. I submitted the briefcase letters. Rivera scanned, eyes widening. This clause requires proof of character. She read aloud, only if he proves courage. Murmurs rose. Terry exploded. Lies. He forged it. But experts verified. My actions, uncovering fraud, facing threats, met it. Fulfilled, Rivera declared. Terry lunged forward. He doesn't deserve a cent. It's mine. Bailiffs tackled him. Sophia sobbed. Their lawyer resigned mid-hearing. Inheritance awarded to Shane Weldon, Rivera ruled. Millions restored. Properties too. Terry. But Terry's rage chilled me. Police cuffed him. You'll regret this. As he was dragged out, I felt Grandpa's presence. I passed the test. Outside, reporters swarmed. How's it feel? Free. But shadows lingered. What next? Threats over? I glanced at Sophia broken. Pity stirred. But justice won. The end? Or beginning? Terry Weldon was arrested for fraud, witness tampering, and conspiracy. Sophia sobbed, begging me for forgiveness. Chaos erupted. Terry in cuffs, yelling denials. I did nothing. But evidence piled: forges, bribes, tampering. Police led him away. Sophia collapsed, tears streaming. Shane, please, forgive me. Her voice broke. I knelt. You chose him over me. She nodded, shattered. I was weak. Bailiffs helped her up. Charges pending for her too, accessory. Rivera banged the gavel. Court adjourned. Reporters rushed. I slipped out back. Terry bittersweet. Family destroyed. But Grandpa's legacy safe. Roy met me outside, bandaged. You did it. We hugged. Clara emerged from hiding. Safe now. Relief washed over. But Sophia's plea echoed. Begging forgiveness. Part of me pitied her, manipulated by Terry. But betrayal cut deep. I walked away, free. The fight over. Or was it? Shadows lingered. Terry Weldon was arrested for fraud, witness tampering, and conspiracy. Sophia sobbed, begging me for forgiveness. The courtroom fell silent as officers cuffed him. He struggled, face twisted in rage. This is a setup. Evidence was ironclad: forgeries, bribes, the tampered will. Rivera nodded. Take him. Sophia wailed, clutching the rail. Shane, I'm sorry. He forced me. Tears poured. I approached. You knew, Mom. You helped. She collapsed, begging. Please, son, forgive. Her words pierced. Years of mockery, theft. But she was broken now. Not today, I said softly. Bailiffs escorted her out, charges as accessory. Outside, air felt lighter. Roy waited. Justice. Clara joined, safe. We embraced. Grandpa's test passed. Inheritance mine. But family shattered. Forgiveness? Maybe later. For now, peace. Clearly shaken, I was alive. The verdict: I won. Every stolen cent, every property restored. But I refused to gloat. I donated a portion to legal defense funds for victims of family abuse. Rivera announced, all assets returned to Shane Weldon. Cheers erupted. Terry gone, Sophia broken. Millions back, properties too. Grandpa's legacy intact. I stood numb. No gloating. This wasn't joy just end. Outside, I breathed free air. Donated half to funds helping abuse victims. For those without voice, I told reporters. It felt right. Grandpa would approve. Use wealth for good, not greed. Life reset. No more scraping by. But scars remained. Family lost. Yet, strength gained. The fight taught me resilience. I walked away, ready for new beginnings. The verdict cleared me. Assets restored, millions, lands. Every cent stolen back. I didn't gloat. Instead, I donated a chunk to legal aid for family abuse victims. This is for those silenced, I said in a statement. It honored Grandpa's spirit. Help others fight injustice. Reporters praised it. Heroic. But I was just surviving. Sophia's plea lingered. Terry jailed. Family over. But peace came. I rebuilt, wiser. The win wasn't money, it was freedom. My story spread online, son who took down corrupt parents and judge. I became a public speaker for truth and justice. A letter arrived in my mailbox, "You made me proud, Grandpa." Headlines exploded. Shane Weldon exposes family fraud ring. Views millions. Podcasts, interviews. I spoke at events, fight for truth, even against blood. Audiences cheered. Inspired victims to come forward. My life changed advocate now. One day, a letter, familiar handwriting. "You made me proud. Grandpa." How? He was dead. Inside, more, "If you're reading this, you passed the test. Knew you'd fight." Sealed years ago, timed release. Tears fell. He planned it all. Strength surged. Public speaking grew. Books, TED Talks. Justice my mission. Parents jailed, but I rose. Proud. Viral storm hit. Son takes down corrupt kin and judge. Social media buzzed. I spoke at rallies, conferences. Truth over blood, I said. Helped others sue abusers. Life purpose found. The letter came sealed, old. "Proud of you, Grandpa." His words, "Knew you'd prove courage." He foresaw the fight, left this for Terry. Emotion overwhelmed. His belief fueled me. Speaking tours expanded. Justice advocate. Story inspired millions. Parents' downfall my rise. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the playlist now.